Welcome everybody to some FTL here on the Dan Has Fun channel with me, Daniel. Not played it on the channel before, thought we might do something thematically appropriate for Halloween, given this video will be uploaded on Halloween, and if you're watching it on another day, happy whatever day it is for you. Now, FTL, pretty old game, out in 2012, as you can see in the bottom there. You know, published and made by Subset Games. It's one of those just old classics, and it's weird to say that about a game that I was still, what, 20 years old when it came out? Time's really changed. Nostalgia does some weird things to your concept of time. Anyway, this is still a very fun game, and I will tell you ahead of time, if you looked at this and went, hey, am I going to get a guide on how to play this game? Probably not, no. We're going to play it pretty casually. I'll be the first to tell you. This game can be quite difficult. I am not good at it. However, it's fun, and for those who are kind of younger that watch, I haven't even heard of this game, kind of sad, but I'm happy that we might be able to alleviate that mental lack of content, I guess. I didn't want to say it in a way that sounded rude. Anyway, we'll do a new game. We're going to pick a ship that is orange. You'll notice that I've got some ships unlocked, but not all of them. I only played FTL a little bit, and I'll be the first to tell you, almost exclusively on easy difficulty. Which, again, just so I can talk while I'm playing, we'll leave it on easy. Really, the only difference between the three difficulty settings is the amount of currency you get in the game, called scrap, is more generous the easier you go, and the average ship difficulty tends to scale a little bit accordingly as well. There aren't astronomical differences, but when you're not really good at a game, I'd rather be able to relax and talk about it than constantly stressing it all the way through and not making a lot of good fun. Anyway, this is the ship we're going to use. So the Kestrel ship is the Federation's kind of default ship. You're not going to know what any of that means if you've not played this game before, so let's go a step backwards. You're a lone ship, really, that is trying to race across the galaxy to prevent a rebellion from tearing the whole world apart, essentially, and causing a new world order. So we have to race back to our home planet and save it from the big bad. We won't talk too much about the big bad until maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. It's a roguelite. We might get to the end, we might die at the end, we might die halfway there. We'll see how it goes. This is a pretty average ship, so most ships have three potential layouts. This is the default layout for this ship. It's called the Kestrel. There's a lot going on the screen, I know. Easy summary though, this is a pretty meh ship in my eyes. It can fire lasers, it does have the ability to throw out missiles, not very good missiles, but they exist. This layout, the Type B layout, has no capacity to fire missiles whatsoever, at least at the start. And you begin with 4 basic lasers, which are one of the worst weapons in the entire game. They do 1 damage, take 10 seconds to charge. Actually, the charge time's reasonably good, but the fact that they only do 1 shot each is pretty bad. At least we get to start with 4 of them, so that's something. We also have a variety of crew. 2 humans. Humans are really boring. They just level up a little bit quicker. They're fine. Mantis, I think, are typically, well, for this type of ship, aren't very good at all. They're combat specialists, but are terrible at repairing ships. And then we have Declan the Zoltan, who is definitely our MVP crewmate, so we'll probably lose him really early on. Zoltans provide free power in any room that they're sat in. This is essentially a resource management game. It's a roguelike. It comes with the territory. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to play the game a bit, so we can kind of talk about content as it comes. I guess we should rename this ship. There you go, real imaginative. It's orange. I don't know what else to call it. It looks more maybe shaped like a squash, but that's not as Halloween-y, is it? Let's begin. I'm not going to read every single text box because this video will be 5 hours long if I do, but we'll read through some of the pertinent ones. So the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Very bad things happen if that's the case. And then it always gives you a tip. which we'll talk about when combat begins. So this is the screen you're going to get used to seeing a lot of. Background will change a bit. There's a quick run, very quick run through. Holds your health, scraps your currency. This is how much shield we have, because we have 1 shield right now. How much fuel we have, how many missiles we have, how many drone parts we have. We don't have any. We don't have any drones, not a huge surprise. Dodge chance, how much oxygen we have, all our crewmates, their skills, which they have none, and their health. How much spare energy we have in our reactor. How much shield we have, you need 2 blocks for each shield. How much engine power, whether our medical bay is powered up, same for oxygen. Our weapon slots, if you don't have enough weapon power, you can't power all of your weapons. Then we have piloting system. At base level, you have to have somebody manning it, otherwise it is useless. Sensors to see what's going on not just your ship, but the opposition ship too. And your doors. Stronger your doors are, the harder it is for people that might jump in to break through your doors. That was a lot that's going on. You'll notice that we've got certain features in certain rooms. Given that we have a reasonably good starting layout, I'm going to hit / and that will save positions. So one nice thing about the advanced edition of FTL is, let's say you have to move your crew around and you're like, oh, I've dealt with the problem, I've got to send them back. You can just hit enter and move them back again. Something just very pleasing just watching that. Anyway, it's fine. Let's stop talking, let's start doing things. Let's power our weapons up just in case. This is the beacon map, so every sector we get through as we jump through the game is going to have its own beacon map. This looks like a fairly standard layout. We have a distress call. Somebody has essentially their warning lights on for their car. So let's go check it out. Once you arrive at the location of the distress call, a civilian ship hails you. Thanks for responding to our beacon. Our FTL navigation's gone haywire and we can't plot a course to the nearest depot to get it fixed. Can you lead us there? Considering it costs us nothing, sure thing, we can definitely do that. Now if we check on the map, we have a location to go to, so this is where they want to go. We haven't seen the rebels yet. They'll start coming from the left-hand side of the screen across the map. We want to make sure we're not in a star system or location where they are at the same time, otherwise they're going to attack us. So let's start navigating further north. Scanners indicate that there's a battle taking place. Let's help the civilian ship. And this is our first combat. So, how does combat work? Well, it's real time, except I'm going to pause constantly. So it's more like a turn-based strategy game. Our 4 lasers are going to power up. We're going to set it up so that we have 2 aiming at the opponent's shields. They only have 1 shield, but it's fine. We're going to have a 3rd one going for their weapon slot, and I think I'll put the 4th one there too. We're going to set auto fire on because all of our weapons take the same amount of time to charge. They're always going to be in sync with one another. Other thing we're going to do is turn our med bay off and power up our engine. The more engine power you have, you may notice we now have more evasion, and we don't need the med bay powered up if nobody's in there to heal. So let's unpause. They also have a purely laser setup, but we only have 1 layer of shields, so as long as both of their lasers hit, we will take hull damage. Survey says, nope, we're fine, we're good. Okay, so their lasers are offline, their shields aren't working, and now they have exploded. Bye, Pirate Outrider. Pirate ship breaks apart. We're going to get some fuel, a drone part, more scrap, which again is just currency. We're going to contact the ship that we just looked after. The ship you saved was badly damaged in the battle. Most of the crew accepts your offer to be dropped off at a nearby station. 1 offers to join your crew. You are definitely being welcomed aboard because you are another Zoltan. A Zoltan with no skills, but a Zoltan nonetheless. Where do we want to put you? We're probably going to put you in shields because the Mantis is just bad at fixing things. So we're going to send the Mantis over to the sensors. If you put a creature in a subsystem, it essentially counts as it leveling up. So it's almost as if we have level 2 sensors at the moment. Great start. There is a store, but we don't have a huge amount of money, so it seems to be a waste of time right now. We probably can keep going up. You would have just seen that the rebels are about to move into the map, but we're still nowhere near. Arrive to find a number of ships convening around a station. They're talking. It seems we need to take possession of a ship. we'll offer our services, and then they say, hey, we're not properly equipped, go away. So we can't help them. Oh well, we tried. We did nothing, and we're pretty much all out of ideas. Let's keep going. We're still safe. Rebels won't jump into our face from here. This beacon is being patrolled by an unmanned scout. An unmanned scout. A fight's avoidable. Oh, unavoidable, I guess. Wow, it typoed, and then I made a typo. Go team. This is an auto scout. There are no crew on board. You'll notice all these red stripes. There's no air on board. They don't need any. They don't need any oxygen because there's nobody there. So again, we're going to do pretty similar things. We're going to just attack a couple on the weapons, and then we're actually going to spread some between between the piloting and the engine. They have no shields. What they do have, though, is a combination of weapons that makes no sense. So they have an ion weapon which disables systems and shields. But they also have they have a missile which landed right on our weapon system. So one of our weapons has gone offline. We just had to rely on our 20% dodge, and it failed. Anyway, it's fine. It didn't have very many hit points, so it's not a big deal. Ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Our dude that was sitting in the room with the weapon system took some damage, so we're going to go into the med bay and just quickly heal that up. Get back in the fray there, Declan. And we can turn the med bay back off. Also turn our laser back on, but there's nobody to attack. Anyway. We should be able to, go here. You roughly get a similar number of hops per beacon-ish. There's some modifiers to that. So I'm kind of vaguely aware of how many jumps I'm going to be able to get. So nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they tried to shut down our engines. So one of our engines is unavailable. But it's only effectively cost us 5% evasion. Annoying, but not disastrous. They have shields, so we're definitely going to attack them at least with a couple. And then we'll put a couple on weapons, because they do have the capacity to hurt us. They have a laser, and they have a beam weapon. Beam weapons almost exclusively do nothing if you have a shield up, but they can cause some major issues if your shields are down. They will do a big line of death inside of your ship, so we'd rather not have that. And we've caused a fire. Nice having level 2 sensors, essentially, through having a crew member there. We can see all of this going on. And the toast. Get some scrap and some fuel. Beautiful. We can go to the quest marker after this jump. Small platform orbits the beacon. Let's dock with it. Oh, well, that was bad. Refueling station welcomes you into one of its berths, and as you hail them, there's an explosion from your engine room. So our engines are in a bad shape. And we are being attacked by pirates, who I think have a pretty basic looking... Yeah, I think they just have a laser and a beam. So it's going to be the same as before. Yep, they have a regular laser and a mini beam. But we have absolutely no dodge, because our engine is completely out of commission right now. Luckily, the one advantage of these rubbish basic lasers, we tend to move first, because their charge time is slow. They're offering us a pretty rubbish offer to not kill them, so we're just going to say no, and we're going to kill them. Sorry, but not sorry. This small template for a pirate ship tends to be completely a pushover. And the rewards we got are fractionally better than if we'd just taken the deal. Tends to be the case, but isn't always. Let's go to that quest marker. Shortly after we arrive, the escort says thanks and gives us loads of material. Nice. There's the rebel fleet. So yeah, if you go into any of this zone, you'll end up attacking the rebel fleet, which is almost, well, it's almost entirely a bad idea. The only exception is if you can get to a beacon that's really beneficial and then you have to jump back into them as you exit. It's called dive. It can be okay. Now, the exit, we have to go through the nebula to get to the exit. But we can go to either of them. So, yeah, we're safe to go north of the nebula and then go down south. Scans reveal a large asteroid field. Fine. Oh, we just got supplies. Hooray! Sometimes you can just get, like, hit by rocks and take damage, I'm pretty sure, but it's fine. Every event tends to have a variety of things that can happen. This is a nebula. Sensors don't work in nebula, but nobody's here, so cool, I guess. I'm surprised. Yeah, we can. Okay, I was going to say we can reach this nebula. When you hover over a point, there's always the text to the bottom right, which can block if you have a path down, then it's hard to see. That's not the sound I want to hear. You arrive in the middle of a plasma storm. They're going to attack us regardless. Plasma storm means half your power's unavailable, which... astonishingly terrible. We are going to get a layer of shields up. Our Zoltan is in there, so we get a power for free. But we can't power up all of our lasers at the same time unless we want to accept we're going to have 0 dodge, which I don't want. So we'll have a couple of lasers going after the shield and one going after the weapons. Are we always going to attack shields and weapons? No, but we will most of the time. I am also aware that we don't have any oxygen powered on our ship right now, so I'm watching that very carefully. Once their weapon's offline... oh, there it goes. There must have been a fire in there. We can now turn our engine off, turn our turn our oxygen on. Numbnuts. There we go. Yeah, this is fine now. More supplies. Take a weapon off because we can't actually leave without powering our engine on. So let's jump. I don't think we'd be able to get... it'll be close if we can get to this unvisited location. We'll have a look when we get there. I don't think we'll be able to, but we'll see. Oh, a fight with another auto device, a drone. And it's in another location where we don't have any power. That is just terrible. Okay, fine. At least they have only one layer of shield and they can't even afford to put it on, so that's good. We're going to go pretty wide because they have a drone, this little thing that's hovering around. It's a beam drone, so as long as our shield is up, it can do nothing. Unfortunately, this laser is going to knock it down and this is going to hurt. Oh, no, it's not. We turned the drone off. We did enough damage to knock out the drone system, which is perfect. We need this to end quickly, though, before we run out of oxygen. Having said that, we could turn our shields off now. We are safe, but I'd rather not do that. There we go. More supplies. Get our oxygen back on. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea, and we're going to wait for a second while that O2 amount goes up. Despite how far we might jump with that FTL drive, it won't change that percentage. Get to about 80, we'll jump. It's getting there. You put more power into your O2, it will bring this back more quickly, but typically upgrading your oxygen, from my very, very limited experience of playing this game, is not a good idea. We may be able to get here and back before... yeah, I think we will. I think we won't get caught by the Rebel fleet. Oh boy, I shouldn't have gone this way. This beacon has been placed too close to a supergiant Class M star. That's as bad as it sounds. So we're going to fry, and our ship is going to catch fire very, very quickly. Which, why is our sensor not on? Very, very poopy. Yeah. So we're just going to have to watch and try and find out where all the fires are going. There we go. So, okay. So, what do we see? No fire at the moment. It'll trigger soon. We're going to start opening some of our exterior doors. Because if we do so, they will not have any oxygen in them. And as we know with fire, if it has no oxygen, can't do anything. That's a pretty good bribe. Okay, I'll take that. So what they did, and we'll have to show it in the next beacon because, well, when you could catch fire, you can't just check your ship for random items. That door's also safe to open. And that one is. This is not because our oxygen is being supplied from here. So if we watch now, pause, fires have happened, but they're in places where it's got no air. So we're fine, it'll just die out. And we can now jump. So we're going to jump back. I hate jumping back to locations we've already been in, but maybe we didn't have an option there. Let's talk about what we picked up from that bribe. So we got what's called an augmentation. Effectively, it's an attribute for your ship. Lifeform scanner detects the location of any life forms even when sensors don't function. It's fine. It's just going to sit there for the time being. We could sell it eventually if we need to, but for now it's not doing anything to hurt us. We're not hurting for space either. So we get to jump to the next sector. So we get to choose. There's a branching path. This is a pretty strange layout as it happens. You can have a perfect zigzag crisscross all the way through. You know, crisscross applesauce. This one, not so much. So as a rule of thumb, from what I'm aware of, green is not necessarily better than red or purple. It's more that green is going to have less combat than red, and purple's going to have more nebula than either, I think is how you should read this. So going north is going to typically be a slightly safer route, but it's not necessarily a better route. That being said, I don't want to go into a nebula, so we're going to a Zoltan-controlled location. We also have Zoltan on our crew, so that's probably beneficial. So yeah, the Zoltan patrol their borders, but let you pass when you ID as the Federation. Let's hope they won't be so courteous to the rebels. It won't matter what they do, the rebels are going to keep them all good old curb stomping. Let's close these doors so the oxygen can start coming back. We have a lot of scrap too, so unless there's a store near us we might spend some. Well, we don't see any. Make sure we don't have any paths of doom here. Yeah, that's a dead end, for example, in the northeast corner, so we're almost certainly not going there. So let's have a look at our ship, see what we can upgrade, because we have tons of scrap. What I like to do first is get a second level of shields, and we also have to get some power for it. We still have 142 scrap remaining even after that. I'm tempted to get a third engine, so we will. Okay, that'll do for now. We even have that excess power for the med bay. It's fine. So we now have 25% dodge. And a second layer of shielding. So in terms of where we're going to go, we could go to the nebula first because it does slow the rebel fleet down. But I don't really want to go that way, to be honest. You can't see in a nebula, and a lot of beacons in a nebula are empty. So, yeah, no. Oh, regular fight again. So it's going to be the standard. Throw a couple at the shields, throw a couple at the weapons. They have a flak cannon, which is absolutely terrifying. It is an incredibly inaccurate weapon that will throw a huge number of projectiles. And we got incredibly lucky that we didn't take any damage. And I don't think we're going to at this point because they're on fire. If we had a missile weapon, this would be a pretty good deal, but we're going to say no because we don't. And everything's on fire, so they are toast. Surprised they did not try to run away, but alas, a moot point. Smashy, smashy. Thank you very much. Distress beacon, yeah, we'll definitely go down there and take a look. Refugee ship drifting in space, let's hail them. Oh, they want to trade. That's a terrible trade, and I don't want any interest. I've got no interest in it. So that one was a bust. Yeah, it can already give you fuel for missiles, and we don't have a missile weapon. Another drone in the sky, like a sweet pizza pie. That's a splody. Ooh, I think that's a fire drone that they have. I think. Needless to say, that does cause fire if it hits. I don't think it's going to have the chance to. A few rooms I've just prepared as a precaution. No, there's no way of doing it. Okay, let's close them back up again. And there we go. Pretty good reward. I know we're on easy, but it's still a pretty good reward. We're going to go forward so I can try and see if there's a shop in the area. We only see what's adjacent to us, so if we can get towards the middle, that's good. Oh, there's a Zoltan and a Rebel ship in conflab with each other. So we've tapped in, we can see the Rebel captain is yelling, "We are liberating this planet in the name of the new galactic government. These aliens will not be left in ignorance where they cannot be of use to us." So we have a choice. We can either protect the aliens' way of life and attack the rebel ship, or we can interfere and make first contact with the primitive aliens. We're just going to protect them, because that's a guaranteed fight. It might be a guaranteed fight if we didn't. Like I said, I don't know most of these missions by heart. I don't know most of these missions. So they have a missile launcher and a slightly more dangerous laser-style weapon, so we might take some damage here, but it's fine. The hull essentially is a resource. Yeah, it hit for one right in the middle of the ship, but there's no breach, so it's fine. And now they only have their laser weapon online. Having said that, both of our shots at the weapons missed, so they might repair it again. Yep, there it goes. Let's try and take it down beforehand. Oh, we took the wrong weapon down. So we might take another hit from their missile launcher. I think it's just a regular Artemis that they have. It is. And they missed. Nice. Ooh, a free weapon. So the Zoltan hail once the smoke disperses. Thank you. We were led to believe Federation ideals died along with the Federation itself. We got a burst laser Mark... I think was that Mark III? So... This is one strange feature of this game, that quite a lot of the time, seemingly upgraded weapons are not as good as you would think they are. So this burst laser Mark III, it does fire 5 times every time it triggers, but the charge time is 19 seconds. And as you've seen, quite helpfully, we get the first strike with our basic lasers. So when we do, they then struggle to fire back. Yes, this does more damage per second, but you got to wait nearly twice as long to fire, and it needs 4 power. So it needs the same amount of power in the system as all 4 of these put together. I don't think this is worth using. It'll be a good sell, but it's not worth using. There's a store, so... If we did that, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We won't have a chance to go to 9, but at least we have the options. Let's go to the store. 2 pages, so we have a lot of options. We can pick augments, we can have more crew. There's a slug there. Slugs can't be mind controlled, not that we've run into mind control. Then we have the option of buying new systems for our ship, including mind control as it happens, or we can buy some weapons. There's the burst laser 2, by the way. This is, in my opinion, way better than that burst laser 3. Yes, it only fires 3 times, but it only takes 2 power, and it's a 12-second charge time. This, I think, is a pretty good weapon. I'm tempted to pick it up. I think we're going to. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to pick up all the fuel. We have tons, but that'll disappear very, very quickly. I'm going to sell this Burst Laser Mark III. I don't think we'll ever be able to use it. We're going to flip that out. I'm still going to keep a hold of this basic laser as a precaution, because we still can't technically afford to run this with all these yet. You know what? No. Tell a lie. Get rid of that one. Otherwise, this is going to sit there. In terms of augmentations, explosive replicators, not useful because we're not using missiles. Backup DNA bank, not useful. Stealth weapons can be helpful, but we don't have cloaking, and cloaking is, I think, it's the most expensive system to buy, so we're definitely not doing yet. I do like drone control, but I don't like when it comes with a free system repair drone. That just essentially does what a crew member would do and go around and repair things. Well, we have crew members for that, so no. I think that's all we buy from here. I'd rather keep the money and upgrade parts of our ships. We need to get 1 more power available for our burst laser. And we could turn off the med bay to power it. I'm just having a look at our overall balance. We still have 92. There's no other ship, no other store next to our ship. So I'm going to get a second level of piloting, because that way, if we end up having our piloting shot or somebody has to move away from the pilot station, we'll still have some dodge. 50% as much, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so a pirate disruptor. You have a drone, which is fine. Now, our auto fire is still going to be okay here. The only difference now is we're going to have all of our basic lasers go after the shield, and then the burst laser, which will take fractionally longer to trigger, we're going to have fire on the weapons. They can't hurt us, looking at this layout, though. Yeah, because they had a mini-beam and a beam drone. We have 2 layers of shield. They can't do anything. They couldn't do anything if we had 1. That offer is pants. No, thank you. That was definitely an easy mode ship. I'm told that does happen on medium and hard difficulty too, but far less often. Ooh, asteroid field. So we arrive in an asteroid field and are greeted by a Zoltan guard. By attempting to access these closed mining fields, you're in violation of the Mineral Protection Act. Or app. Whatever. Zoltan ships have this shield on. So the first 5 damage you would do essentially doesn't do any damage. Actually, do that the other way around. There we go. Like that. I always forget they are mapped to numbers on the pad, but I'm just used to tapping constantly. But yeah, the asteroid field is going to start mashing their super shield, so very beneficial for us to have found them here. Also very beneficial that their ion weapon completely missed too. And their shields are on fire, and their weapons are on fire, and they're dead. Bye! Now we have to play the waiting game. Our FTL drive doesn't charge automatically when we're in a dangerous location. Another store, but I don't really need to go to it yet. Another pirate ship. In a little rock vessel by the looks of it. Yeah, they have 2 rockmen on the ship. Rockmen are pretty cool. We don't have any on our ship yet. I hope we'll get 1. They're immune to fire. Still need to breathe, though. They are not immune to the lack of oxygen that can happen, but still, they're very useful. Because it is a rock ship, though, there is a 20% chance they'll just not take damage when we hit it. That's a pretty good deal. I'm going to take it because it has 5 fuel in it. That's the only reason why. I like to try and stockpile as much fuel as I can early so that I don't then have to panic buy it later in stores. Because that can lead to all kinds of bother. Another drone ship, which has no shielding on it, which is neat. But we're going to fire a little bit on their piloting because that will make their dodge go to 0. Oh, they have a bomb. It's like a missile in many ways. Just as annoying for us, because we are... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, we're relying on hitting first. Which we did. Tasty. Compared to the Kestrel, the Type A version of this ship, this is going a heck of a lot more smoothly. It took a long time to do that. I also didn't realize, and this is my own fault, I thought this connected to the exit. So we're going to be cutting it very, very close. We might end up getting hit by the rebels at the end, but it's fine. We'll participate in their study, and I regret it because now we have intruders on board. So, we have people on our ship trying to wreck everything. Where did they spawn? There's a rockman that spawned in our sensors, so we're going to bravely run away. And we're going to run away into the door system. Because that way it counts as leveled up doors, and he's going to have to spend forever to break out. Mr. Zoltan, why do you have to be there too? Get out of the way. If you want to do anything else, I will temporarily do this. I don't like doing that. Our lasers are ready to fire. They have a slug on board. Neat. They don't have any way to get these intruders back. They don't have any type of bay, so that's fine. They're eventually going to get into our doors system, but they're going to be so weak by the time they get to our mantis that I'm not worried about it. If they even get there at all, because this rockman is determined to break through a door for no reason. And we got given a free system repair drone. We will never use that. Rockman, can you just die, please? Thank you. So we're going to have to wait briefly before... There we go. We can move our mantis back. There we go. Yeah, so just to show what we got a system repair drone as reward. We're not going to be using it. That'll be a very easy sell. I think we might be able to get out without having the rebel fleet, but it's going to be close. So this ship is trying to bribe us to not be involved, and we're going to say no and attack them anyway, because that reward is rubbish. Until they start having level 2 shields, these basic lasers are going to be doing more than enough damage. Ugh, another flak weapon though, that's pretty gross. Flak cannons fire really quickly too. That is a more generous deal, but it's for missiles I don't need. This is going to hurt. Ow! Right on our oxygen. Mantis, you're terrible at repairing, but get over there. We'll send somebody else to help you too. Oh, well, that's fine. We saved whoever it was from the pirates, but they were gone by the time they could give us a reward. How very rude. It's fine. We got some repair experience going on. Oh, our oxygen is off. I was like, why do we have our oxygen going down? It's still turned off. Let's turn it back on. Yeah, Declan, absolute professional in weapons, which is awesome. Very, very good. Okay, why are you still... Oh, because I powered up the oxygen. Not the med bay. Well done. Now you can flip them back. There we go. Alright, and yeah, by the skin of our teeth, we're able to get to the beacon in time. So, it turns out that I did everything correctly by accident. I'll take it. No, that's another terrible offer at a beacon. I don't want to give away fuel. So, do we want to go to an Uncharted Nebula, or do we want to go to Mantis Control? Don't really want to go to either, but we'll go to the Mantis location because we have a reasonable crew, so if they start boarding us, which is the Mantis' favourite tactic, I don't think we're totally screwed. Oh, the exit's not near the exit either. Okay, fine. At least everything is very, very connected. And we're at the sun again. Hooray! And there are intruders on board. This is going great guns. So let's gas them out. We'll do that because it makes them look like they're going to do something. We're going to take our pilot and hide him in the doors system. And you're just going to bravely run away. Okay, that's perfect. They've split up too. So he may well get into the door section and block, but he's going to be so weak it's going to be a moot point by the time he gets there. Nope, he didn't even make it. Perfect. Heal our Mantis up again. Get the oxygen turned back on. And then as soon as those stripes goes, it'll be back to places. Because we need to power up our ability to get out of here. Okay, fire's in a really easy place again. We've been lucky on that front. So hopefully by the time we get a next solar flare, we'll be able to get out of here. Which we can. Hooray! Let's start going north. An escape pod nearby. You consider returning it to space when you learn it's Mantis. Nah, let's pry it open. A man bursts out of the life pod screaming and claws his way into a corner. A rare survivor of Mantis captivity. So we get a new person. And he's a shield expert. That is pretty helpful. So let's get you over there. We do have a Zoltan over there already. I'm not upset we're going to have 2 people in the shield room. Shields start catching fire. It's pretty bad news for everyone involved. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's still keep going north. Let's keep going north. Haven't seen a distress or a shop, so... Okay, a young Mantis in a charred uniform has teleported onto the deck. Begs for sanctuary. So we can side with him and potentially, I suspect, get to keep the Mantis. Or we can offer up the Mantis for a bounty. We already have a Mantis and I don't think they're very good, so we'll offer them up. And the pursuing ship responds with a completely gibberish message. It was a trap. Oh, rude. Okay, so the Mantis has dropped down in a quite annoying location, and we can't just pull the pilot out this time because we're having a fight as well. So we're going to take our own Mantis towards the doors and hope we get there before he does. I think we'll do that. And then this is an NG ship, and they tend to do Drone City, which is no exception here. But yes, there's a load of Mantis on this ship. I wonder what would have happened if we jettisoned the ship, but it's fine. Yeah, so he's going to try and burst through these doors, so I'm going to do that, so there's no air here either. Oh, I think somebody blew up their own... Did somebody blow up that drone? Did I do that? I don't even know. I'm watching the Mantis die. Okay, so he's dead. Close all the doors again. All the Mantis are trying to repair the shields. So yeah, it's done. Not a very dangerous ship, and yeah, the Mantis are so bad at repairing things. A lot of scrap from that. We're back to a ton of scrap. Do we have a shop nearby? Up in the wrong button? No, so we'll... What do we need to do? Not a huge amount right now. So I guess we'll just pump more into engines so we have more dodge. Up to 35% now, that's pretty good. I'd love to see a shop. I've kept enough that we would be able to get, theoretically, cloaking if we could. This is a beacon with nothing in it. Oh, 2 distresses. Okay, fine. Let's go to the one further north first. Locate a nearby human mining colony. Unknown disease. Fine. Nothing happened. I mean, I suspect you could probably lose somebody for that, but it's fine. We don't have an NG on board. Having an NG on board, I think, makes that far better, but... You've run out of fuel. Okay, fine. And they gave us 44 scrap for it, so it was a good deal. I still don't like doing it, but... It's a good deal. I don't know if we'll be able to get to this beacon in time, but it's fine if we don't. But yeah, we'll keep going south, I guess. Now that we've gone for our northern slant, we can head back down. Oh yeah, I'll give you 15 missiles all day long. Repaired our hull and gave us 35 scrap. Great deal. Yeah, we can get there. Would we rather go there, or would we rather go... I think we'd rather go over southeast, because we haven't seen any distresses or shops yet. Another empty beacon. That stinks. Empty just means wasted time and fuel. Okay, a drone. It does at least have a shield on it this time. And it has drones too. And it's trying to run away. If it runs away, it... Wow, that was pretty unlucky timing for that drone. Yeah, if it runs away, then the rebels will just catch us more quickly. So what we're going to do, once we get our initial salvo down, weapon number 1, our burst laser is going to start going for other systems, so we can slow down their escape. If we could hit anything, anyway. There it goes. Yeah, so if their piloting and their engines are down, then they won't be able to escape. And if you're exploded, you can't escape either. Not a huge reward, but better than nothing. Yeah, we can go to this beacon and then go to the exit. Asteroids again. And another... Hang on, this is an Autobot that has no shield, so... You are going to have a hilariously bad time in this asteroid field. Why are you even here? How are you even here? We could have watched that ship die and done nothing, but I don't want to wait that long. And yeah, let's get out. Three missiles and 2 drones to improve our reactor? Sure. Let's go to the next sector. Oh, we don't get a choice and it's an abandoned sector, which means Lanius, and they're dangerous. Cool music, though. I will say it's got my favorite music of all the little areas in the game. Exit's in a pretty good location. I don't see any huge dead ends. Okay, yeah, I can work with this. Still only have one layer of shields, so I'm very happy about that. They do have a teleporter, though, so they are going to land troops on us. Which I don't mind, frankly, if they do. Again, we'll start priority opening the doors. Like that. Let's see where they go. Oh, they're in the shield room. That's fine, I'm not even going to bother moving them. Let's do that. Close all the doors, go back to our default positions. And their weapons are on fire. Yep, so you're dead. That's not a great deal. A couple of our injured members of staff can now heal up. We don't need to worry about having more evasion because they can't do anything. There you go. Go back to your regular positions and let's jump. There's a store. Am I okay with going straight there? No, we'll go to one other beacon first. Scans have picked up a Lanius vessel in the system. It appears to be navigating a rich debris field, harvesting the minerals. Now, we have a blue option because we have improved our piloting. We could engage the autopilot and safely harvest the debris, which we're definitely going to do. Not bad. Not a bad reward. Not all blue options, I think. Oh, there's another shop. I don't care about that, though. Tempted to go to one more beacon before hopping over to the store, so I think we will. Yeah, not all blue options are better, but they tend to be. And this is a Lanius ship. They look frickin' sweet. And again, this is probably my favorite of all the battle themes. Lanius don't breathe oxygen. In fact, they take oxygen out. So fires are not going to be the plan. Yeah, some great music. They're trying to escape. Technically, they did catch fire, not that it will matter. Yeah, you can see they just disappear immediately. I don't want that deal, I'm sorry. No dice. If you'd offered me a Lanius crew member, maybe. But no. So we have a ridiculous amount of scrap. Let's see if we can pick up cloaking. We can. Done. Another burst laser Mark III. I don't want it. They do have a flak weapon. The problem with the flak 2 is it takes forever to charge. It does fire 7 shots, so don't get me wrong, very powerful. But it just takes forever to power up. Also, there's a scrap recovery arm. I'm going to get it. So anytime you get scrap, you get 10% more scrap. It is very useful. Defense Scrambler is okay, but I'm not going to buy it. We could buy some crew. That is a rock man there. And we have an Engie to buy too. I'm not going to buy them. I'm going to hope we end up acquiring some. I'm definitely going to buy all this fuel while it's super cheap and plentiful. I'm also tempted to pick up mind control, but I don't think we need it yet. I also like the pike beam. It's not my favorite beam weapon, but it does combo well with this ship. But I think I will pick that up too. So we go into our setup. So essentially what's going to happen, the pike beam needs 2 power, so it is going to need a little bit more than the basic laser. Put that in there and flip it around. I believe if you lose power in your weapons, it starts from the right and goes to the left, I think. So I want to make sure these 2 stay powered. So we're going to need essentially 6 power in our weapons to have all of this play ball. So let's go 1 more, 1 more. Yeah, so theoretically we can now power everything. Apart from the med bay, but who cares? So the pipe beam is fun. Essentially, you can just drag a very long line across an opposing ship, and as long as they don't have any shields up, you'll smack every room for 1 damage. It's pretty fun. Again, there's no dead end over here, right? Correct, so we can move straight across. Yeah, this sector, even though it's Lanius and that's terrifying, at least the layout's pretty good. Yeah, we'll attack the ship. It's only a scout, so I'm not that worried. So now that we have cloaking, we can essentially disappear for 5 seconds. So burst laser is going to go on weapons. We're going to have the basic lasers go on... Actually, this has 2 layers of shields, so I'm going to put everything on the shields. And then the pike beam, which is the slowest to generate, as you can see by the slightly longer bar. We'll initially have it on auto fire, but we may cancel it if we find it's not going to be that useful. And this is the carnage that a pike beam can cause. So every room that's boxed in yellow will take 1 damage if it doesn't have any shields at the time. Got a reasonable laser on it and a missile on the opponent's side. So this is definitely more dangerous than anything we've seen thus far. We hit cloaking, we go up to 99% evasion, so that missile did nothing. I didn't mean to have our pipe beam fire, but it's fine. You'll notice it did nothing because there's a layer of shield up. No, that's not a very good deal. And now they have no shields at all, so we might get hit by that one. Oh, wow, their second missile missed too. Good. Gonna say that 39% dodge wasn't that great, but it turned out to be way more than enough. Okay, these 2 don't connect, so I'm gonna go just plain east. Intruders on board, boo. And they've spawned in our shield room, which is actually okay. So, pilot, get in the doors room. Might be worth upgrading the doors soon. We're gonna have our mantis and another member like that move across. You're also going to go into doors. Actually, Roper, you can hide in there. You come over here, and because there's a Zoltan in the med bay, it's going to be powered by default. They're now all going to try and run away because they've got no oxygen, but they're going to run into the med bay where we're healing, so they're not going to accomplish anything. We can now close the doors too. And let's get some of our oxygen back, please. The Declan and Thomas are going to need some healing. It's because they ran across the room adjacent to the piloting room. Pros and cons to having that room with exterior doors, I guess. All healed up. Okay, get back to piloting, please, so we can get the heck out of Dodge. There we go. Yeah, we're going to increase our doors while we're at it, because we keep getting boarded, and level 2 doors by default would be very helpful. Distress beacon, yeah, we can help with that. Do we want to go there straight away? No, I'm going to go south once first. And it was a blank beacon. Amazing. That was a great use of everybody's time. So we'll try one more next door. And it's a fight. Well, I guess that's better than nothing. And they only have 1 layer of shields, so they're in for bad times. They do have a flak weapon, though. We'll just hold on to cloaking. Once it fires, we'll hide. There we go. I don't want missiles. They keep trying to bribe me with weapons I can't use. Not that it matters. Sayonara. Now we'll go to the distress beacon. Is that basically the same ship? I'm looking at it going, is there anything that's different about it at all? I'm not even sure there is. There we go. It only has to clip the corner of the room to count. We technically should have waited for our cloaking cooldown to go away, but it's fine. We might take a couple of damage through my impatience. No, we're not even going to. Yeah, remember, when you're taking jumps, that doesn't that cooldown doesn't cool. 4 fuel? Fine, I'll take that. 4 fuel's okay. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done it because it was a distress beacon though, but it's fine. Yeah, probably got a double reward if I hadn't done that in hindsight. Maybe don't rush so much. More intruders on board, and they have yet again gone into... the same room, which is interesting. Get in the doors. Forgot to open their side door. Whoopsie poopsie. And I'm hoping they'll now split up. Yeah, we essentially have level 3 doors right now, so they're going to take forever to try and break through. And now that they have, they're in for bad, bad times. Let's close the doors. Roper took damage again. There we go, and everybody get back. We don't have anything on cooldown this time, right? No, we're good. Okay. We should be able, yeah, we can get one more beacon before going to the exit. Sure, let's hail the platform. It's an Alania ship. We're seeing this ship a lot. Unfortunate for you that we're seeing you guys a lot, I guess. They have a cloning base. They're not gonna board us, but we can't really kill them in the same way that we would normally. So I don't like using cloning centers, but essentially it replaces a med bay, and if a crew member dies, as long as the cloning bay is powered on, it will bring them back to life, but with a skill penalty. It's not my favorite. And the toast. You also can't heal people to max. You can heal only when they jump. So you can have a crew member last with like 1 hit point, and then you jump and they might have like 12. Great. And we get free fuel because the Lanius only care about scalping metal and not petroleum for some reason. The weirdos. I don't want to do that. It's a good deal to repair that amount of scrap, but I don't need it. So let's go to the next sector. So we can either go to the NG homeworlds, or we can go to the rock-controlled sector. Rocks tend to use a lot of missiles, but we don't have an... Do we even have an NG on board? No, we still don't. So I'm going to go to the... Can't believe I'm saying we're going to go to the rock-controlled region, but we are. We don't have a Rockman either, but meh, it's fine. Exit's in an okay, but not amazing location. We don't have any dead ends. Okay, so we'll go to the store, but we'll jump to this beacon first. We probably won't need to pick up any more fuel at this point. So, it's a slave ship. So we can buy for 28. So, yeah, 28 scrap we can get graphene, or we can just attack them and probably get it anyway. Well, that's the hope. So, do you have anything scary on your ship? It's a Mantis ship with no boarding, so I'm going to say no. What I am going to do, because you have 2 layers of shield, is we're going to put all of our non-pike beam attacks straight on your shield. And we will cloak when the ion fires, because I don't want to get hit by a mini beam. Just going to do that, and now their piloting is completely down, and actually we'll get a different Rockman for free, a better Rockman. So Lysander is a good pilot and good in the engine department. Who is even in the engine department right now? Roper? Roper's okay at it too. Thomas is a reasonably good pilot. Now, Rockmen are incredibly slow, so I like having them in the middle of the ship, ideally. So I'm probably going to put them in the sensors and then have the Mantis go Actually, no, I'll tell you that. You're going to go and stay here. I want you in the cloaking, because I don't want cloaking to break. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Incredibly slow, but have tons of hit points, and are immune to fire, so very useful. We'll go to the distress after the store. What am I looking for at the store? A good augment, ideally. Another type of beam weapon to replace the basic lasers would be nice too. I mean, that is a that is a laser weapon. I meant laser, not beam. But this is not a very good one. So no, this healing burst might be the worst weapon I've ever seen. So no dice. I do have a reasonable amount of drone parts. This comes with the Defense Drone Mark 1, which in my opinion is probably my favorite drone. You know what? Let's grab it. I'm okay with that. We don't need the fuel. Hacking uses a drone part as well, so having hacking and drones at the same time tends to be a bit dangerous. We don't always have to have our drones powered up either. I'm going to save all my rest of my money and go straight to this distress beacon, see what's going on. Let's search for the ship. Well, we took 5 damage, it's fine. We didn't gain anything from it, but our worst events have happened historically than taking 5 damage. We did take engine damage too, I just noticed too. This could be a pretty dangerous ship, but we're going to fight it. What do you have? Actually, it's not that bad. This is a Zoltan ship, and it can have all kinds of scary things on it, but this one's not that bad at all. And we're going to do the all lasers focus on the shields bit, and then the pike beam can do, say, that. It's a very weird room layout too. They also have a pike beam, and they have a laser which I will be dodging when they fire it. Like that, because if both of those hit, that pike beam could shred as something fierce. Are you going to fire before the pike beam? You are. You might not take them all out, though, so we're going to wait. I didn't mean to turn the pike beam off, dum-dum. Well, that was a mistake. Not a terrible mistake, but it was a mistake. Okay, now we can fire the pike beam. They're trying to run away. There's absolutely no way on this Earth that they're going to be able to run away, though. They're piloting and their engines are damaged. That's not a very good deal, so no, and bye. Makes me think of like a really fat mobile phone that built that ship type, I don't know why. Distress beacon, sure. We have time to go over there. Okay, we locate a nearby human mining colony where an unknown disease is spread brilliantly. Well, we still don't have... This is actually a repeat event. We still don't have an NG, but at least we can send our rock crew down to prevent a riot, which will give us supplies. Better than nothing. We have plenty of jumps to go. I think we can backtrack a little bit. Yeah, we definitely can. Half the battle of this game is making sure that the beacons connect. We'll listen to your mercenary offer. Okay, so just be sure not to blow them up. So essentially we're just hurting these guys' feelings until they cooperate. They do have 2 layers of shields though, so we do have to still do the big fire and everything. That's not quite how I want that. There we go, that's better. Ooh, a flat cannon. We'll be hiding from you, I can assure you. It's a flak 2, I think, as well. That's why it's taking forever to fire. Let them live. And we got a heavy laser Mark II and 50 scrap as a reward. That was a lot of shrapnel. It's just not a... We already saw this in the shop. It's just not a very good weapon. It takes 3 power, and yeah, it's just not doing... It's not a horrendously bad weapon. It's just too much power for what it is. We have a lot of scrap. Do we want to... Tempted to get a 3rd layer of shields, but we are in the rock sector, so They usually don't... They usually prioritize missiles, which that's not going to help with. No, maybe we'll just upgrade cloaking then. Do that for now. So when you can have 3 points in cloaking, it makes it 3 times longer lasting. I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I had to think about it, but I'm happy with that. Not so happy we're at the sun again. Not sure what it is with all these guys parking near the sun, but we need to have a conversation. They hit every room except one. That's pretty good. Now, they do have 2 bombs, so in this case, I'm going to take 2 points and show you the drone. So this is the Defense Drone Mark 1. It will try and shoot... It'll shoot missiles down, but I just really want to show what it does. Yeah, so it wanders around. Unfortunately, bombs are sometimes not so cooperative as missiles. But yeah, it wanders around, and its priority is to shoot missiles. And it'll only cost 1 drone part to use until it either gets exploded or something similar. We're going to cloak just for now. Oh, fire in the piloting bay. That's not nice. It's especially not nice because if we run too far away, we're not going to be able to flee. So we're just going to wait until the fire's gone. Which it is taking forever. Go back and repair it. Mantis, I know you're really bad at it, but go and help. I'd rather we jump before we get another flare. Okay, we can. So now we're just going to try and get as repaired as we can. Okay, now we're going to jump. There is a store, so we know that's a guaranteed safe location. I don't think it'll be under rebel control next time. So let's go to the place next to it. Oh, okay, that was a non-event. That's disappointing. So we're going to have this rock man come and repair this while our 2 damaged units get healed up. And then, yeah, this... Oh, it's already healed. It's already prepared. Fine. Look how slow the rock men walk. It's gentle. I think it's a polite way of putting it. Yeah, so we can go to the store, and then we can go to the exit. I'm not sure if we're able to catch another beacon after that. Hull beam's pretty good. It's very similar in many ways to the pike beam, but you sacrifice a bit of the beam's length to do double damage in systemless rooms. So I don't know if it's better or worse than the pike beam. I think it's pretty similar. Hull laser 1 is... I mean, it's more space efficient than what we already have. I mean, it's not as good as the burst laser Mark II. Let's just say that as it is. But is it better than a basic laser? I mean, kind of. Let's get some rubbish solved. We don't need the system repair drone. We don't need this heavy laser Mark II. We don't need a basic laser. We have 153 scrap. None of these are amazing. Hacking Stone, I think, is rubbish. FTL recharge booster, I think, is pretty rubbish as well. Zoltan shield bypass can be situationally useful. I don't remember if that works on the big bad, though. I'm going to pick it up because I don't remember. Why not? We'll heal a couple of hull points. I don't need any more crew members, especially not ones we already have. If there was an engine here, I'd be tempted, but no. Is this hull laser 1 worth getting? I don't think so. I think we saved our money. And yeah, we're going to go straight to the exit beacon. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Well, we have a scrap recovery arm, so let's just get a ton of scrap. 62 and then 68 essentially with the arm, so that's pretty sweet. Next sector. Well, good and bad news. It's a civilian sector. Good news is it should be slightly less dangerous. But the bad news is a lot of beacons here tend to be empty, and this is This a danger layout? A little bit. Okay. Yeah, there are a few planets. It's not a terrible layout, but they're certainly better. We do need to get our level 3 shields up pretty much immediately, and we can afford to do it. So let's do it. To the exact scrap number we could afford to do it. Amazing. Okay. Let's keep going. They have the ability to board our ship. Fine. Do that. Okay, so we are... So as soon as we start seeing level 3 shields, we're going to have to really prioritize replacing our basic lasers, but right now we don't have to. What I am going to do is try and hit... It only hits 4 rooms, but I want to make sure I hit their clone bay to try and reduce the amount of combat they're going to fight us with. Honestly, I'm not even going to gas those out. 2 humans against a mantis and a rockman. We should be perfectly fine. Oh, the pipe being fired. I meant to try and pause that first. It's fine. Okay, and they have run away. And that is fine. And I didn't notice they fired their missile. That was a misplay. And it's a breach too. Neat. So when you get a breach, you have to repair that first, which means we're going to be temporarily slower. So I guess we will power up our med bay so that we can heal our 2 heavies. Now we have to pay attention for when that missile fires again. Because we don't want that to happen a second time. We also may have to stop automatically. Oh my word, it fired again. I didn't notice, but it missed. Having a bit of a mare. I just keep looking away, I guess, at the exact wrong time. Okay, the pipe beam can definitely fire now. Let's just do that instead. Okay, for the future it'll be fine. The burst laser can now start aiming at their weapons. That's a pretty decent deal, you know. That's a lot of scrap, that's a lot of fuel. They were given an anti-ship fire drone, which I highly doubt we would use, but is interesting. Can you go heal? So, an anti-ship fire drone. It's essentially like a little fire beam that will fly around the enemy. I don't think we'll use it because it takes a lot of power to use, but it is quite cool. Now that Roper is healed, everybody go back to place. That was not very well handled, I think it's fair to say. There's a store. Have to be a little bit careful in this area. But yeah, we'll probably go heal ourselves up a little bit at the store when we get there. We're not paying their toll. Ooh, that's a big scary death beam. We have to be careful, very careful of that. A big scary death beam of doom. Got 1 hit off with the pipe beam. Now what we can do, if we want to micro it some more, we can have it not auto fire, have all these fire at the exact same time and then use the pipe beam. But these guys are so close for charge, I haven't felt the need to micro it to a significant degree yet. Eventually we might have to. I think we killed a crew member in their ship and then they died. So double death for you. Good old double death. You can go to 1 more beacon, I think, before the store. Another fight. For a civilian sector, this has been surprisingly fight heavy. I'm not complaining. They do have... You can now see we're going to have no auto fire. And they're trying to run away, which is interesting because they have a pretty spicy lineup. So I'm going to just turn them all to not fire straight away. Pay attention to when this missile fires. Okay, that's not the missile. That's fine. I'm going to wait a smidgen longer. The flak fired, so now we're going to hide. Okay, so these three are all ready, so we want to fire everything on that shield. Like that. And now the pike beam can get involved. Please. Oh, you were too slow. Stupid. Stupid pike beam. You tried so hard and you got nowhere. Okay, fine. Then we'll send the burst laser over towards it. There we go. Well, they still have the missile online, which is bad. And the pike beam isn't firing, which is what we want. It'll be a waste right now. Okay, they did fire their missile, but I can't do much about it on this occasion. Let's just hope we don't get hit by it. Oh, of course. It hit the cloaking, it hit the rockman, and it stunned him. So, all of that is bad. And they're about to jump, too. And there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, poopy. Yeah, so essentially what that means is they'll just jump further this time. Could have been a lot worse. We're going to move to the shop beacon because I know there's going to be no fighting in it. Oh, there's a fire beam. I'm totally going to pick that up. Okay. So that means we can sell this fire drone. Do I need life form scanners anymore? Meh. I'm going to pick up mind control as our final slot. Means we can have a slightly easier time dealing with big bads. Let's fix our ship up until... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. The fire beam takes the exact same amount of power as the pike beam, but rather than doing damage, it sets things on fire, which, I mean, it does what it says on the tin. The only real issue with it is slow. The pike beam takes 16 seconds, the fire beam takes 20. So it's not ideal in that regard. While you're recovering, let's get somebody else over here to help you repair that, Mr. Mantis, because you are bad at it. Whenever you're ready. There we go. I guess it makes sense. You don't really have hands, Mr. Mantis, so... You're doing your best, is all I can ask for. We do have to make sure we... So this is the beacon that can go to the nebula next door. So remember that, so we don't get trapped in the bottom right corner of this map. Probably would help if you powered your... weapons up, eh? There we go. Yeah, mind control. We don't need mind control on for this because, well, there's nobody to mind control. I was about to be excited to show an example of how that works, but I guess not. They do have a missile as well. They also have 2 drones. Interesting. This is a potentially quite dangerous ship. We're going to hide from their missile. It's only a regular missile on this occasion, though. Fire beam's ready to go. I could have gone then, but I'm not going to run the risk. Okay, so now we can fire. Fire beam's not going to be that useful against the automated ship, but it's fine. We are going to probably get hit by that missile. Yeah, for a whole 1 damage again. They keep hitting rooms that have systems in them, which is very rude. I still can't dodge that missile. Of course, it hit the mantis that's trying to heal in the med bay. You can dodge that missile anyway. Yeah. It's funny that I put the fire beam on. This was like the worst enemy to have it happen for. The pipe beam would have been way better. Luckily, we got a ton of resources as a result. Just wanted to make me look like a nincompoop, I guess. And yes, it did take that long for the mantis to heal that medbay back to being usable. Okay. Not the cleanest of encounters, I think it's fair to say, we've had. But we're still in the game. That's all I can ask for. No, we'll fight the ship. They're full of mantis. Neat. We can definitely do mind control here. But we're not going to do it straight away. I'll mind control the pilot in a moment, and I'll show you what it does. As for right now, we need to just aim everything. I don't know if the fire beam damages the super shield. Not sure about that one. Guess there's only one way to find out. That's a wider range of weapons, including their own fire beam, so that's not great. Okay, now we can do mind control. So we're going to mind control this mantis, and it will start attacking the system it's in, which will cause another mantis to come over to try and deal with it, or two. We don't need to cloak. This ship should not be able to do a ton of damage to us. Shouldn't really be able to do anything if we keep things under control. Yeah, we're fine. We'll cloak anyway, just to make things even safer, but yeah, we're completely safe. And the fire beam we can just leave on auto fire. Fire causes chaos, which causes crew members to die, especially when it's mantis, because they're terrible at repairing. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, everything's on fire. Even if we didn't attack them at this point, the fire, I think, would kill the ship. There it goes. Bye, Nokia phone ship. Probably just me that thinks it looks like that, but you know, we'll get one more reactor power so we have a redundancy. So we can go... We may be able to completely bypass... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think we get caught first? I don't think so. Yeah, that's a great trade for a reactor upgrade, actually. I'm perfectly fine with that. Again, missile stores are just free resource. Another store. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2... Oh, it's going to be so close. I don't think it's worth the risk. We could definitely go to the nebula. If they haven't got here in time, then we can go there, because the nebula will make them slower on the next jump. Anything worth buying here? Backup battery is useful in a pinch, but is not really a huge priority. Halberd beams, that's another good beam. Takes more power to use than a pipe beam, and the actual beam line is not as long, but it does 2 damage per room. That's pretty cool. I'm probably going to keep what we have right now, though. Another hull smasher laser, definitely not what we want. I just want a regular laser that fires twice and doesn't take forever to charge. But apparently we're just not getting them. So I may have to use that. But I don't want to. Costs 3 power, is a 15-second charge time. So that would mean we'd need 7 power instead of 6. We'd need 8 if we were using the basic laser as well. I think... Well, I kind of have to. I don't want to. Yeah, because we'll never use the double damage, so I guess as much as I don't want to do it, I think it's still the right thing to do. And I am going to grab the backup battery. So what will happen, our next priority, now we spent a lot of money, the next priority is going to be trying to get level 4 shields. And then after that, everything else will just be supplementary. And we have to get one more weapon slot. So, for right now, we would still have to... We'd still have to do this temporarily. Because we don't have enough power otherwise. Yeah, I think if we went this way, and then to the nebula, I think we'd be safe. Let's take a risk, why not? Oh, we got a free weapon I will never use. An ion stunner. No thank you. Oh, I was right, but only just. Please don't be nasty. We can use cloaking to stay hidden, but I want to attack the ship. So, they are just lasers and lasers? Okay, that's fine. Use mind control now. Yeah, I don't think they can really do any damage to us. We'll still cloak anyway, because that slows down the timer. Is everything else about to time together? It's going to be close. Do that. Because, yeah, the fire beam is not ready yet. Okay, these should now fire at roughly the same time, and I'll just fire the fire beam manually when we get a moment. Like that. And now they have some fires. Not that we can see it, and we can start mind controlling their shield guy, who they'll have to kill. Oh, they're both dead. So they'll have to kill, or we can just kill them for them, I guess. That's part of the service I provide. They are absolutely toast, though. I'm almost wondering, if it wasn't for the fact that they have a guy in piloting, it would be worth not firing at them, but alas, what are you going to do? If you can take a ship without killing the crew, or if you can kill all the crew without killing the ship, I should say, you get more rewards, but it's significantly harder. Yeah, we definitely can't make any more beacons. So I was thinking, let's go greedy. No, do not. Absolutely do not. Come across a large trade station. However, as soon as you approach, a warning goes out to tell all ships in the region, do not associate with this sympathizer. We're just going to use mind control, because then that's a guaranteed shop. Ion Stunner, get out of here. We're definitely not using you. This shop is rubbish, though. We can have another system repair drone we've already solved. An anti-combat drone, which just breaks drones that attack you. It sounds useful, but I don't think it really is. Or a combat drone Mark 1, which is essentially just the opposite of a defense drone. It goes to the opposing ship and just harasses them. I don't think that's the way to go. We don't want a human or a mantis on our ship that we don't already have. I don't think we do anything. We just jump to the next sector. So, penultimate sector, Mantis controlled or Rebel controlled? Let's go Rebel controlled. We've already been in a Mantis one, I think. So let's do something different. Store off the bat. Exit in an okay but not amazing location. No big dead ends. Okay. So, crazy as this might be, I'm tempted to go straight into the nebula and then bounce back to the store. Intruders on board, and they have spawned in a location which is absolutely terrible news for them. Pilot, get in the doors. Oh, one of them spawned in the... Okay, one spawned in our cloaking bay. That's a terrible result for you. We can use mind control, by the way, on these two. So yeah, you can see he's now running around to pilot the ship, which has its pros and its cons. Like, there's good and bad to that. Now he's just going to walk around and attack the baddie. Where is he going now? Yeah, so like I said, it's not always a good thing to do mind control, but I always wanted to show that you can do it even in these encounters. Anyway, that's fine. He's done. We're in a nebula, so we can't really see anything else, so let's get you guys healed up and back into position. Go on, Lysander. You got time. We've got time to burn. Come on. There we go. Alright, so let's head back to that store. Like I said, I'm just looking for a better laser weapon than the basic laser that doesn't take 1,000,000 power to use. Battery charger is not terrible for us, but it's not that exciting. Stealth weapons, I think, is the way to go, though. So what we're going to do... Lifeform scanner, thank you for your help. Bye. Go for stealth weapons. Now, if this was a flak 1, I would buy it immediately, but because it's a flak 2, I'm kind of apprehensive because of how slow it is and how expensive it is to run. All of these are expensive to run, so I think that's going to be a big old no. Yeah, we're not getting very lucky on that front. Okay, so we'll just say thanks, store, but no thank you. We still have this whole laser too. We may end up having to use it. And just accept it for what it is. I'd rather have a better laser than it, but meh. Yeah, we just need to save more power. We just need to save scrap, get more power, get ideally the 4th level shields and another power point. And then we should be golden. We're going to have to go into the nebula a few times, I think, here. Do we want to buy a crew member? Human and a mantis. No. Absolutely not. Pretty much any other combination would have at least made me think, but no. Aid the civilian ship. It's against another bot, so the fire beam is useless yet again. They are going ion crazy by the looks of it. Can turn off mind control, although there's no benefit in doing so, so I guess we'll just keep it on. They have cloaking as well. Okay, cool. The ion attack's fine. There's the missile that fired. It's only an Artemis, I think, so it's not that terrifying, but it's still annoying, so... you should not be auto-firing. And both lasers missed. Amazing. Now you can fire. Not that this is going to do anything, but... And they've cloaked. And everything's going to hit us at once. They hit our doors. How very rude of them. I'm going to get hit by one more missile. Nope, that's a miss. Thank you. Like, with 45%, we have nearly a coin toss to not be hit. You'd think we would have been hit less, but... What are you going to do? Yeah, this silly fire beam accomplishing absolutely nothing. You can't switch it out mid-battle, though, for something essentially in your ship's backpack, so... Doesn't mean we're going to take more missile shots than I'd like. Here's another one coming in. It hit an empty room and didn't breach. It's not that big a deal. And we're going to get hit one more time. No, we're not. Okay, so I think we got hit about half the time, which, given we have 45% dodge, is about right. 5 hull points restored. I mean, that's... I'd rather have just got scrap, but it's better than a kick in the face, I guess. "25 missiles are going to do absolutely nothing." Oh, come on, dude, really? At least you don't have any shields. It's not even that scary a ship. It's like this ship just forgot to load everything, I guess. I mean, we might as well cloak. There's no need to, but, I mean, it's there. Yeah, this ship's pretty much a freebie. And yeah, despite all the fires we can set, because there's no oxygen, they just don't do any damage. Yeah, Pike Beam would have sliced you something fierce, but alas, that's not what we have equipped. That's a lot of scrap that we've gained. We can now get one more weapon slot. Which means we can run... do that. So we can do this now, right? If we have the power for it, which we don't. We do like that. And then we would have to do, say... Oh, we need one more on top of that. Okay. Okay, so we're now at max. There we go. So that's the maximum amount of weapon power we can have. I still don't like that we're using a whole laser 2, particularly. But we'll deal with what we've got. And clearly we need more reactor power too. Distress beacon. I did not plan on coming down here, but I guess we will for you. Help, our shields are down and we won't last long. We'll use a defense drone. Cost us a drone part, and now we have to... Okay, let's start racing over there then. So what do they connect to? So we can go to that nebula if we want to slow the rebels down a little bit. Beautiful. This is going to be a heck of a long episode, by the way. I'm not even going to bother splitting it. Just think of it as like a Halloween special or something. So they're spawning yet again in the cloaking and door position. I wish the battery backup could have gone here, but meh, what are you gonna do? We already have our Rockman in the doors, even though I think that's just because I forgot to move him. Turns out to be very helpful in this case. Going to mind control you so you'll fight each other. And yeah, so you're gonna fight each other and you're gonna suffocate to death. We shouldn't even have to get involved. Well, I guess we're gonna have to a little bit, but not a lot. There we go, that was pretty painless now, wasn't it? Even though we're on the sun, so I will be jumping now. I do not want to get roasted. Let's jump to the nebula. Please, oh, don't be an ion storm. You jump into a sector of the nebula beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout. Oh, I don't want that either. Okay. We're just going to dodge that. Normally I would never do that, but that sounds awful, so we're not going to deal with them. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think by the skin of our teeth we should be able to do this. Yeah, Ion Storm is terrible. Okay, you find the source of the distress call, a small research station. Let's send our rock crew member in, contact the survivors, and we got an augment, the FTL recharge booster. I don't want it. Like, that's of no use to us, so you're just going to get binned. But the 77 scrap is nice. Let's power everything back up, because I noticed we didn't have our oxygen on, which was an interesting choice the game made to not prioritize, but whatever. So we're going to be pretty close, because we need 180 scrap to get level 4 shields. We would need, what, another like 70 on top of that to power it. And we're still low on power as it is. I think we're going to be pretty marginal. Because we still need to do... Well, we'll get a quest. There'll be a couple of the pieces before we get to the final location, the last stand. Oh, my goodness, there's another automated ship. It's like as soon as I made the decision to use the fire beam, the game's decided, you know what? Everything's going to be immune to fire. And they have a big scary missile as well. Which we are definitely going to evade. 105% dodge, I think we'll be okay. Okay, we got a breach for all of that matters. I think the breach will prevent the automated bot from healing the weapons as quickly. I think that's how it works, because obviously automated ships have no crew, so they heal automatically, but at a significantly reduced rate. I think they have to do the breach as well first. Oh, well, there's a laser. So with the threat gone, you contact the Federation outpost. They respond, our location has been compromised. Take everything you can and please drop our survivors off at the next station. One soldier offers to stay and fight, so we get an NG eventually. We got a chain burst laser and a little bit of scrap. This is an interesting choice. So the chain burst laser takes 2 power, so it does take 1 less than the hull smasher laser. It's slightly slower than the hull laser initially, but it gets really, really fast. So against the big bad, that could be useful. Is it better than the hull smasher laser? I don't know. And then it puts us into the position of, well, do we run this ridiculous double beam option of fire and pike beam? It's going to give us options. I'm not sure if they're good options, but it'll give us options. Getting spoiled by choice and that I can't make any decisions. Okay, forward scout. We need to redistribute some of our everything. I don't think they have that scary a weapon set, so I'm actually going to turn off an engine power so we can power our mind control. Nobody is in our sensors. That's dumb. Not that it hugely matters, but we should pay more attention. There are drones in the equation. They're going to try and run away straight away. That's not a huge surprise. They do have a bomb, which is a little bit annoying. And they have a board, or some type of boarding drone. It's an ion intruder. Interrupting our mind control is definitely not that big a problem, but we should probably send somebody to deal with that. We should also move our NG somewhere more useful than just sitting in the pilot bay like a nincompoop. We're going to move some of these troops around after this battle, I think. You're just sitting around. You might as well go and help the Mantis. Actually, send the Rock Man. There's the bomb going. Well, bomb went in sensors. It could be a heck of a lot worse. Okay, fire beam. Let's get you like that. Oh, of course we missed. So it might have set 1 fire in the pilot zone. This is not going that well, as you may have noticed. Let's get you in the med bay. Get you out of there as well. Oh, it's in there attacking our oxygen, that's why. Okay. Yeah, the fire beam is now doing what it needs to. There we go. Now we can see all the fire. They have a lot of drones going on. They have an anti-personnel drone. Not that that's going to help them hugely. But yeah, that ion intruder is just walking around blowing things up, which is very rude of it. Mantis, I know you're terrible at it, but let's get you trying to heal, repair that oxygen. Okay, now they're done. That was probably not the most clean fight either, but at least it's done. Okay, they didn't escape. 52 scrap is good. There's a lot of damage across the board. Why is our oxygen not turned on? There we go. You guys all run away, let the oxygen rebuild. Yeah, we're going to reorganize where some of our units sit, I think, in their default rooms. Okay. So, Roper, you're going to have to heal. You're a shield expert, so you're definitely going to stay in there. You are a shield expert, but you're also a human, so it's not that important. So you can go in the engine area, I guess, with Roper. Actually, no. Take that back. You stay in... Have you indoors. I think I'd rather have the power in engine. What do I think about that? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're clearly going to have to go to the exit. Rebel space station. We'll attack them. Ooh, a bomb and a missile. Okay. Turn that on. Do that, so we can have a third level of shield. They're not going to... Well, they are going to board us, potentially. We can stop them from doing that. Who's coming towards us? Okay, only one of them's going to board us as a result. In the med bay is absolutely perfect. Random human, go in there and deal with that. Turn the med bay on. And we're not going to auto-fire anything in this battle, because clearly everything having slightly different timing is causing us issues. So we are going to wait until everything is ready. And yes, we are going to potentially get hit by one missile, but we didn't even. Okay, perfect. Basic laser, hull smasher laser, and burst laser, all going to go for the shields. We are going to cloak. Didn't quite avoid the fact that we got hit by the bomb, but it's fine. Rockman, go in and deal with that oxygen. Now we can probably stay on auto fire. Like that. Perfect. And the hull smasher laser doesn't actually have a hull's room to attack. But I'm going to have it attack the weapons. And... no, we're not going to accept your surrender. Absolutely not. We might get hit by another missile as a result, but no. Oh, of course they are, pilot. Yeah, they are absolutely done. I want as much as I can get out of them. 64 scrap is perfect. Close the door. Who else took damage? The pilot certainly did, so let's get him repairing things, by which I mean himself. Repair his own things, I guess. Now and get everybody back to where they need to be. Alright, so we're going to do 1, 2, 1, 2. 4th level shield. We do have it as we jump to the last stand. And we've unlocked the Type C Kestrel, because that's all you have to do for unlocking it. You get your Type B to the final mission location. We're going to heal up, get some fuel. Nice, we have way more fuel than we would ever need. We also have 28 missiles we'll never do anything with, so that's unfortunate for them. We're 1 scrap behind getting another bar of energy, which we do want. So, Big Bad is in the northeast corner. Going to gravitate towards our base. We want to get there before it does. Even though it says repair, what it really should mean is supply. So I'm going to go that way. It should give me some scrap. And it did, 27. 27 safe scrap. Get another point of reactor power, so we can power up our engine. We also have to remember we still have a defensive drone, which will take 2 power we have not used for a long time. So we do have to keep that in mind. Let's keep jumping forwards. We're going to hail them. I mean, fine. Doesn't really matter either way. That's a danger zone, so we're not going to go there. So let's travel to the base. I don't think we're going to be able to go anywhere really else. No, that's not true. We can go and spend a turn going to this beacon. Is there anything here? There is. There's bad guys. They have 3 levels of shields, a lot of humans on board. They will board us. What a surprise. Prematurely open some of the doors again. You know the rules by now. You know the drill. Turn the med bay off. Turn the cloaking on. And we do want to turn... We're not going to do any auto-firing. We're going to mind control you. So only 1 person comes over. Oh, in the engine bay. Okay, well that's an interesting decision. And by interesting, I mean mostly bad. They just fired their missiles. Let's do that. All of our missiles, all our lasers are ready to go. Let's aim for their shields. And then assuming this breaks through, the fire beam, which is not fully ready yet. Well, yeah, next time around, we should be able to beat things up. But yeah, we're waiting so long for the fire beam, I'd rather get that initial salvo out, I think. Yes, the Zoltan is healing because he's supplying his own power to the med bay, which is very nice of him. It's very, very kind. Didn't do any damage with all those beams, which is depressing. Human in the bay with the Rockman, that's fine with me. We'll borrow some help from our Mantis next door. All of our weapons are ready to roll. So let's do, again, everything on the shield. And then Fire Beam is going to come in and wreck some rooms, please. Like that. Zoltan is mostly... Yeah, it is fully healed. That should take that back. Rockman can now go in to heal. Missiles coming at us. We can't really do much about it. Where's it going to hit us? Nowhere! Amazing. Let's get our little insecty boy back in the sensor room so we can see what's going on. Everything they have is on fire. And that's how we want it. We could potentially have tried to let all the crew die there, but I don't think it's worth the risk. 51 scrap, amazing. So what do we want next? We don't need any more engine power. We don't need to power up mind control. We should probably grab the last bar of power we can take. I'm going to take a second level of sensors so I can see by default without having to have everybody in the room. And then we have 24 scrap left, which we really can't do anything with. I'm fine with that. Close these doors. And we're going to jump. There's a store there, that's not very helpful. So we're just going to move to the base now. And we're going to play the waiting game. So here it is, the Rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. Wish we could have a ship this big. But no, that is not how it works. So, they have what feels like every system known to mankind. You'll also notice they have 4 different weapon sets. I think it's ion weapons, lasers, missiles, beam? All are pretty rude, especially the 3 missiles. That's very sad. Luckily, if we're cloaked, we have no chance of being hit by them. Is it worth... I think it's worth turning the drone on. So we turn the med bay off, turn the engines down by 1, put the Defense 1 drone up. Defense 1 drones shoot down missiles. So if we aren't able to cloak them, we'll only have to deal with dodging 2 missiles, not 1. I think that's a good idea. Again, we don't want to turn auto fire on. We can use mind control. There's no real consequence in doing, not doing so. We're just going to wait for now. You'll also notice that the hacking drone that they're trying to fire at us, the Defense 1 drone, is also quite good at shooting. It will not be able to defeat it forever, but it will keep it busy for now. Eventually it's going to hack a room. We just hope it doesn't hack a really bad room. There's the missiles. So we're going to cloak now, because I don't want to get hit by them. And I'd much rather our defensive drone just keep hacking off the hill. If it hacks something like our weapons, it's going to suck. And we'll just have to play it by ear if it does, I guess, right? That's all we can do. I think we can now mind control the pilot. So the plan here is to try and set everything on fire. Which, I know, not very clever as a plan, but that's, I think, the way to go. So we're going to fire our basic laser, our hull laser, and our burst laser all at the shields immediately. Because we're going to wait for our second salvo before we do anything with the fire beam. Again, what we're trying to do is get as many troops of theirs into the same area of the ship as possible to repair the shields, so that then hopefully when we fire the fire beam, it will all smack them. That's the plan. How well it'll work, who knows? And they've hacked our drone control. That's... I mean, there's a lot worse than that. It just means we won't be using our drone. Yeah, there definitely could have been worse outcomes than that. I'll take it. Okay, so everything apart from the hull laser is pretty much ready to roll. Unfortunately, they were able to heal it all, and now they're running back to the hospital. And the fire beam needs to start immediately. Like that. Now, the shield being on fire is pretty good. It's not the only thing we want to attack. We're going to have the hull smasher laser... because it's going to be slightly out of sync. It's as weird as it sounds, it's very tempting to attack the med bay. I want to attack the missile location because this is going to hurt. Yeah, hit our oxygen and our piloting, so that's pretty bad. We can at least get the flames out on that, but we can't really leave our ship because we have... Our piloting being on fire means essentially level 1, which means we have no dodge. But we're going to have to temporarily. We really don't have a choice. But as soon as the fire's out, we have to rush back in. That's just inevitable. Yeah, their shields are really struggling. So rather than going just for shields, let's set their med bay on fire when we get the opportunity. Put 1 damage on our shield. That's not ideal. Mind control the pilot. And they just fired missiles, so we're going to dodge them. Oh, except we're not. Close the door. You three are all going to need to help. Actually, the mantis, get out of the way. You can't heal anything for potatoes, you. Got a room on fire. They're really struggling, though. They have breaches. They only have 1 hit point left. Can we take it? Come on. Please. I'd love to be able to take that 1 hit point before their missiles fire again. Come on. At least we have some dodge now. There we go. I mean, we caused a breach that is totally irrelevant, but, you know. It is what it is. Okay, 31 scrap is fine. We technically have enough now if we need to upgrade a system room. I'm tempted to upgrade our piloting again. Who's damaged? A lot of people. Let's get you into the med bay. We're going to cycle through. So that went okay. We only lost, what? 5 or 6 hit points? That's pretty good. Did run away, though, so it's a multi-part fight. Didn't want to spoil it for anybody that didn't know, but yes, it is multiple parts. Why are you not over to heal? Silly Grazzoli. You sound like some type of pasta dish. Okay, everybody back to where they are meant to be located. Okay, so... let's get... yeah, let's get that extra level of piloting so it has essentially another layer that if it ends up having problems with, it's fine. We should pursue them immediately. It doesn't have hacking anymore, but it does have drones. So I still think we should probably run our... well, it's arguable whether we should run our defensive drone right now. I think we probably should. We don't have to sacrifice very much to make it happen, so I think it's still worth running. Okay, so game plan again. We are not going to auto-fire anything off the get-go. We are going to... mind control somebody immediately, though, so that they can start beating him up. So yeah, they've got a lot of drones on the go, so this is where the level 4 shield really comes into its own. This is, in my opinion, the most dangerous phase of the fight, as a rule of thumb. Again, haven't seen that end fight all that often, and I do usually do it on easy, so take it with a pinch of salt. Do I want to hide from those missiles? Yeah, I will. You'll see why I thought about it in a minute. So, let's get all of our lasers firing on the shield. Like that. Fire beam. Going to do that off the get-go, because if you can set oh, you didn't set fire to this area. If you did, they have no way of stopping that from happening. But they have 3 fires going already, so that's not too bad. Yeah, this is why I was apprehensive, because this power surge can cause some major issues as well. The whole smasher laser, let's take the weapon out. Perfect. And then next time you're going to go for the med bay. Fire beam, you're going to change plan. Like that. And basic laser, you're going to start attacking the med bay. Oh, that is spicy. That is a lot of damage that they have going on. But their laser beam is still... their missiles are still on the go. So let me just do one more damage to stop that. Hello, Mr. Cat. I know it's very exciting combat, isn't it? Yeah, Cat is just absolutely freaking out. So that's something. Okay, this is getting, very hot for them. The basic laser now no longer needs to attack there. It can actually go after the drone unit. Now, we don't have a way of dodging that. Psych! Yes, we do. Well, that phase went incredibly well. Look at all those drones parked on top of us that couldn't do anything. Gotta keep up the assault. So we got another 29 scrap. That gives us 39. We really can't do anything with this of any use, so we're just not going to use it. I mean, I guess we should. Let's put it on oxygen, because at least if they hit our oxygen, we have a chance of not immediately losing everything, I guess. That's not a bad idea. And let's play the waiting game just for a second so we can get back our mind control. I see the eye symbol and I want to say that's mind control, but it's not. It's cloaking. Bad at symbols. I imagine that's like being a baby that's bad at shapes, but what are you gonna do? And they're gonna try and flee back to our base. Well, I don't think so. Some kind of super weapon, you say? Well, isn't that interesting? So, initially, we are most certainly just going to auto fire. Again, I don't remember if the fire beam does anything to super shields, but we'll see. They are going to board the ship, I'm sure of it. The other thing I want to know, normally you can't mind control through a super shield or Zoltan shield, but apparently the Zoltan shield bypass does impact the flagship super shield. That's good to know. They also don't have that many left in terms of staff numbers. We're not going to mind control them, though. You may notice they now have mind control, so we're going to use it defensively. Let's get the drone out. So they have mind controlled Grizzoli, so we're going to mind control him back. We are going to start for rooms that don't need it. We probably shouldn't do that. That one we can certainly do like that. Yeah, rooms that don't need air, I'm going to start having the air sucked out from, except this one that's the second room, next to the pilot room. Because obviously then the pilot's going to have to run through death in case things go wrong, so we're not going to do that to them. They spawned in the shields room. Okay, well it could be worse, I guess. So let's get our... Yeah, let's get our buddy over there, our mantis. And let's take Roper over there as well. They'll hopefully jump back sooner rather than later. We still have to keep an eye on when they fire their missiles, which is now. Like that. NG, go heal. You need to have the medbay powered on in order to heal, though, don't you? This is a good time. I know we haven't used it yet. This is a good time for the battery backup to be turned on. Because now I can power up the engine to full blast. You thought I was going to go through this full run without remembering to use it. Don't worry, I nearly got that far. That would be a fair thought. Stop trying to mind control our mantis. We need that for mantis exams. Super shield is still on the go. Yeah, there's a lot of beams that can happen. It blew up our drone, which is rude. But worse things have certainly happened in my life, so we'll just deal with it. Everybody else is just healing up. They have come into the engine bay, send the mantis over. That's fine. Okay, the super shield has now gone, so we need to stop auto-firing everything. Okay, so we need to wait until our 2 lasers are ready to go. The actual super shield they have will respawn too, so we have to pay attention. Okay, there's the missiles coming in. We can't do anything about that. Hitting our engine bay, which, I mean, could have been a heck of a lot worse. No, you're not going anywhere. Sunshine. We can turn our defensive drone back on, so I guess we will. Okay, everything is charged again, so burst laser, go for shield, hull laser, basic laser. You've all got the same plan. Okay, and fire beam. Do that. Okay, they only cause 1 fire, but 1 fire is better than no fire. And Mantis, you should probably go back and heal. Let's get the NG back. Wow, that's an amazing time to have that happen. We only had a 10% chance to get hit. Did anything hit us? I didn't even notice. It blew up our drone again, I guess, which is annoying, but I guess the drone's just not going to be part of this for now. And we should start having everything realigned for timing. Because otherwise we're not going to do enough damage. So the teleporter's on fire, so they'll stop doing that, hopefully. We don't have an intruder, we just have the NG being mind controlled, so we'll fix that up straight away. Wow, that was absolutely horrendous accuracy. They only have 1 crew member that's in the middle of the station. You may notice the weapons don't attach to the rest of the ship, which is very strange. I also didn't mean to have that auto-fire. I am le dumb. And we have no way of dodging this power surge or those missiles. Okay, we took 1 damage on our cloaking, which we can't use right now anyway. Okay, that's not too bad. That was a reasonably positive outcome. Well, as positive as it can be while you're being hit in the face with lasers, but you know how it is. Their mind control is on fire. Their 1 crew member is still alive, somehow. Please don't miss everything this time. Okay, perfect. So now we can do that. We got a breach, everything's on fire. We're still going to have to aim at the shields, though. And we're not going to have as much capacity on our cloaking, but we have to dodge those missiles. It's just something we have to do. Again, we should be trying to keep these synchronized. When that fires, it'll actually be very similar timing to the whole laser, so that kind of works out. That checks out. Ah, their super shield is back. Okay, get it on auto fire again then. And their mind control is now out, so we can use our mind control to mind control their pilot, so he will just not heal that. Where are these missiles going to hit? They hit mind control only. That's not too bad. Close that, please, so you don't end up being gassed out. So both sides have no mind control right now. Close that back up. Rockman's going to go over and repair it. More missiles. Let's dodge all of them, please. Power up the engine. You might as well. Yeah, there's really no point putting the drone out right now, I guess. We still have a super shield, so we don't have to time things up. Now we do. We're still going to go for the shields, because somehow they still haven't... So they're still surviving. I don't even know how. I don't know how they've managed to do it. I don't know how they've lasted this long. But yeah, their pilot is so low on health that he can't get over to the shields to heal it, because he'll die of asphyxiation. So this is the perfect time to go and attack them. Like that. And then the fire beam, when it's ready, needs to do something like that. Yeah, now the shield room's on fire. Not that it'll matter because there's a breach anyway, but they really are struggling to do anything. And yes, the basic laser should probably go and attack their missile. I think we got it. We're going to take one more hit from these missiles. Yep, straight on the shields and on the weapons. Wow, that was pretty nasty. You're going to go and assist. And they only have 1 hit point left. And they're done. Yes, I know it was on easy, but, you know. So we're going to do it. Thanks to the valiant effort of Big Pumpkin and her successful crew, Thomas, Roper, Declan, Nazia, Grisoli, Yevansy, Lysander, and Neelis. Well, that went pretty well, didn't it? Nice one-off super long video for Halloween, or any other time you're watching it. If you did enjoy it, let me know. I always appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and if you want to see any more of FTL, let me know. Bye now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.